What's good, everybody? It's John. I come back at you on a video. So this video is going to be all about belief, and I'm hoping that by the end of the video, you start to believe that the world is yours. Right? I want you to adopt that belief and operate with that belief because I know the majority of people on this earth believe otherwise. Majority of people on this earth believe that they're just regular human beings and that there's nothing special to them, and that, you know, they were just put here to live a normal life dictated by other people, dictated by the world around them. And I want you to begin to believe differently. Now, before I jump into the meat and potatoes of the video, I want to first address why I think people have been led to believe otherwise, right? Why many people might have the faulty belief that the world isn't theirs, that the world is just created for other people to live in and that they just have to fall in line, right? I think one of the first reasons why people may not believe that the world is theirs or that they're capable of having anything, I think first and foremost it stems from people either forgetting or either not knowing or sort of forgetting who they truly are. Now, if you look at virtually all religious scripture all across the world, they've always hinted at or explicitly stated that we as people, our true essence is spirit, that we've existed prior to this life experience and that we will continue to exist after this life experience, that our true essence is spirit. And so if our true self, if our true form is a spirit form, then that means we're perfect because you can't lack anything as a spirit, right? The spirit world that we come from, right? Everything is available. As a spirit, you are a perfect being. You are a perfect creature, a perfect entity, right? And it's only that we come into the physical world so that we can experience our perfection from our true spiritual essence. Now, what you need to understand is this, right? You also know this to be true because of the things that you say and even people say. Like, for example, right? We would always refer to our body as being like my body, right? Which means that it belongs. If you say this is my body, then you're not saying that you are the body, right? You're saying that this is my body. That means it belongs to me. It belongs to something else. So if your body belongs to you and you're not your body, then who are you, right? You're not your brain. You're not right? So this has always been a clue that let us know that we were more than just our body. We were more than this physical existence, that we have been spirit this entire time, because we don't say I am body, right? Like we say this is my body. It belongs to me. So then who is me, right? You've been spirit this entire time. That is your true essence. So if you knew that you were spirit and you came from a spiritual world that was effectively perfect, that it never lacked anything, that abundance was all there is to it, if you knew that to be true and accepted that as your truth, right, you would have confidence and belief in yourself that you can be, do, or have anything in this lifetime, because you know who your true self is, right? You can't lack it. Your true self can't lack anything. And if you're temporarily utilizing this body, then your true essence exists within this body. So your true power exists within you, right? The other sign that you can in fact be, do, or have anything is the fact that you have access to a mind, and with this powerful mind, right, you can use your imagination to create anything. So you have creative powers, you have creative gifts within you. You've created everything about yourself. You've created everything about your life, right? You've created it all. And because you have the ability to create, then that means you can create anything. So this is why you can be, do, or have anything in this lifetime. You've created your personality. You've created your life. You've created everything about you up until this point, and you will be able to create everything about your life and for the remainder of your existence here, right? So that's why you can be, do, or have anything. So if you can be, do, or have anything, that should, because you can create it in your mind using your imagination, right? Wouldn't it make sense that you should start believing in yourself and your capabilities? Wouldn't it make sense to start believing that the world is in fact yours, that you can make a difference in this world, right? I think that a lot of people also may not feel that the world is theirs, that they may feel otherwise, that they may not feel that the world is theirs, right? I think it also stems from the idea of when we were brought into this world, like when we were born here into this physical world, that we were born into a world that was already shaped by other people, right? All of the previous human beings that have lived before us all contributed to create the world that we see, right? Of course, if you, doesn't matter where you are, if you're in a home, if you're in an office, wherever you're watching this video, if you look around and everything you see in a room or in a building, whatever, everything you see with the exception of nature has been created in the mind of man, has been created in the mind of another human being, right? Doesn't matter if it's a notebook, it doesn't matter if it's a pen, it doesn't matter if it's a cell phone or a wallet or television or a water bottle, right? All of these things were created in someone's mind, and they were able to bring it to the surface, bring it to the physical world itself. So I think people believe that the world may not be theirs because they walked into a world that was already created by other people. And so if you're seeing everything that was created by other human beings, you think that, that you just may need to just fall in line and get with the programming and do what everyone else is doing, because this world already is the way, like you walk into it the way it already is, rather than it being on like an absolute blank clean slate. But once again, you are capable of making and shaping the world how you want it to be, right? Like, let me put things into perspective, right? Some people think that they're at the mercy of the world, and all the events of the world just happen and they're just powerless to everything. What you remember is that you can in fact be, do, or have anything, and you can create what your heart desires, right? The world is yours because each and every action that you take is in fact shaping the world, right? Like, even if you were to go outside, let's just say you're going to go take the bus somewhere, you can go on the bus and you can see another human being and you can smile at that person, and that smile can make a difference in their life. And that's you making a difference in the world, because that's you leaving your fingerprint on the world, right? You're leaving your fingerprint in someone else's life. And that right there is already making a difference, right? Now, obviously, it can go even further, right? It can go to a larger scale, right? But I want you to believe that you are capable. I want you to have that confidence in yourself, because the world is in fact yours, right? So many people fall into the trap and believe that, that they can't succeed because there's already so many other people that are successful and there's no space for them. Well, you need to remember and understand that you are your own unique person with your own unique perspective, and there are things that you can offer and contribute to the world that other people have not done already. Or you may be, offering the same type of product or service, but it's still different. Or if it's the same product or service, it's still like there's still going to be some difference. Like, for example, it's like you go to the supermarket and you don't just see one water brand, right? You see multiple water brands. You have your regular Poland Spring, you have your Aquafinas, you have your Dasanis, you have your Life Water, your Smart Water, right? Like, it's all water, but there's still differences between the water. It's still, people have different preferences of taste and what types of water they like versus what they don't like, right? So even if you right, it's like if let's just say you want to make your own water brand, there's still space for you, because there's always been space for other people. There's even another canned water brand called Liquid Death. It's a crazy name, right? But there's another canned water brand called Liquid Death, and in most cases, people just buy bottled water. So it sounds silly to put water in a can and to name it Liquid Death. And even then, the company Liquid Death is a company that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And all they do is sell water, right? So this brand, as far as I'm concerned, didn't exist when I was a kid, right? So this is what I mean, that there's always going to be space for other people. There's always going to be space for you, right? And people fall into that trap. Another example that I can give, it's like, as a kid, right, the main sportswear brands were always like Nike and Adidas, right? And that probably still holds true till this day. However, there's another company that exists now known as Gymshark, and they sell clothing for people who want to work out, for fitness, for gym wear. And this brand did not exist as a kid, and this was a brand that I think has been around for at least like the last, or close to the last decade or so, and they're $1 billion company. And all they do is sell clothing, which clothing has existed for thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, but their clothing, right, is tailored to a niche, a specific audience, and that is their focus. And they were able to become a $1 billion company because they targeted that. And right, so this is what I mean. It's like people can fall into the trap of thinking that there's not enough space for them, that they're not good enough, that they're not capable. If the owners of Gymshark believed that they were not capable, they wouldn't have pursued the business, and they wouldn't have existed or even tried to begin with. So this is for everything in life, right? A lot of times people will see like either industry leaders or see so many people in a certain space and think, oh, the space is already saturated, there's no space for me. When it's like, if whatever it is that you're doing, you are passionate about, you enjoy, you love it, it's your gift, it's your talent, then by all means pursue it, because you can make it happen, right? You ultimately decide whether or not something is going to work out or not. Because if you believe that something is not going to work out, then either you're not even going to try, you're not going to put in effort, or you're not going to put in your best effort, and you'll give up the first time you experience a bump in the road. But if you believe that you will succeed, that you will win, you are going to keep at it until you win. That's the big difference right there, right? That's why belief is so important, because the belief alone is what can carry you towards your goal, towards your destination. And that's for all things in life. The moment someone loses belief, then that's it. It's done, right? Because then they're not going to take action because they don't believe. But if you believe in something, then you are going to go out and make it happen. And as you keep putting action and energy towards that, then you are effectively creating it, and you're creating the outcome, right? You're putting the energy towards making it happen. If you don't believe it, then you might feel worried, you might feel anxious, you might be procrastinating, and you're putting out all that negative energy, and it's essentially wasted energy. You're wasting the present moment, and all that wasted energy could have gone. All that worry and doubt is what's going to make it not work, because you're procrastinating, and so you're not doing anything, you're not making it happen, and you're wasting the present moment, and you're wasting energy, when it's like you could have just used that energy to be working towards it, so then you can make it happen because you're working towards it, right? So essentially what I'm saying is pretty much that life itself is a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And it's dependent on whether you believe in something or you don't believe in something, right? So this video is all about belief for that reason, right? I want you to start believing that the world is yours. Too many people have accepted that the world is the way it is, and that they can't do anything about it, that they're just insignificant, and that they have no power to make a difference or to change anything. When in actuality, it's like you're actually creating the world as well, right? If there's something that you want to see out of the world, you can make it happen, right? If you can use your imagination to create something that hasn't been seen before, right? Even though the world is the way it is, there's so many inventions that have yet to be made that can improve the quality of life for human beings all around the world. There's so many things that has yet to be created, right? Obviously, if you look out throughout history, there was always new inventions that kept pushing humanity forward and people forward, and that's never going to stop. It's always going to continue, right? So that means that you can also do the same. That means you can also begin creating something out of yourself, and you can provide value to people in your area or all around the world, right? It doesn't matter what it is that you do or want to do, right? You need to begin believing in yourself believing that things are working out, believing that you are going to win, that it's inevitable for you to win, because that belief is what will ultimately create the fact. Because as you keep going, as you keep doing something over and over, as you keep persisting, then that reality that you've envisioned will eventually be created. It will eventually come to the surface, right? That's how it all works. Everyone at some point with whatever it is that they're doing began as a thought. It began as an imagination. It began as like a picture that they created in their mind, and they just kept working. They kept operating with that picture in their mind, and that's what propelled them forward, right? The world is in fact yours. Don't believe all the naysayers. Don't believe the people who, even if they're family or close one or loved ones, if they're naysayers, right? Don't believe that. If there's something that makes you happy, then take time to pursue it, right? And don't believe the naysayers, because a lot of times people might be a naysayer because they may have given up on their dreams. And so if someone else, approaches them with their own dreams and aspirations, it's almost like they might reflect their own insecurities onto them, or because it didn't work out for them, that they don't think it can work out for other people. And it's not necessarily that they want to bring you down. I mean, other people will just want to bring you down for the sake of bringing you down, but like other, right, from levels, it might not come from a place where like they don't believe in you. It's just that they didn't believe in themselves, and so they may not think it's possible for other people to achieve their dream. And I'm here to tell you that it is possible. And like I explained to you, because you have access to an imagination that you can create anything in your mind, any picture, any experience, anything beyond your wildest imagination, right? Because you have the power to create that, then that means you can bring it to the world, that you can bring it to the surface. So that means you can be, do, or have anything in this lifetime. So this is why you need to begin believing in yourself and believing that the world is yours, right? Begin believing that everyone in the world needs you. Begin believing that what you do is in fact important, that what you do is in fact making a difference in the lives of other people and in the world. Begin believing that what you're doing is actually making the world go round, and you'll begin living your life happier, right? I want you to live your life and operate with a supreme confidence that, probably didn't exist previously. But this is what this channel is all about. It's all about growing and improving and being better. And I want you to bring out the best version of yourself, because you deserve to see it, and the whole world deserves to see it, and the whole world will also benefit from that as well. So of course, moral of the story is this: start believing that the world is yours, because you are in fact capable of it all. So I rest of the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to a million subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.